Hey guys, back with an update finally. I know it's been quite a few days, so just want to show you the progress on the Revell build and play Star Destroyer that I'm working on. Got all the upper section all finished up, buttoned up, and all that, and it's looking pretty good. And like I said, I got well over 1,000 holes that I drilled in here, but that's the upper section in that, and everything's fiber optics, 0.25 millimeter. And I know it's daylight, but I wanted to show this in daylight. Once I get finished up and button her all up and that, then I'll do the low light photos and stuff. But it's daytime here. Yesterday I got quite a bit done between this and going out and shoveling snow. We got about 10 inches. I live about 100 miles west of Chicago area. And we got about 10 inches of snow. We got about another 2 inches this morning, and we're supposed to get about 1 to 3 tonight. So, excuse me, we're getting dumped on pretty good here. But it's the whole upper section. There's the bridge. And there's the other side of it, all lit up. The front raised areas and stuff, and all that. And in the back, I got my little dump chute, whatever that is. I got some LEDs back there. I didn't do nothing on the upper part, the back of the bridge, or the sides, because I noticed on the studio model, they really didn't have any lighting back there. So I'm kind of trying to keep this, not exactly accurate, but, close enough to the studio model and stuff. And everything's glued down as far as these different levels here. And let me get my pointer. And I'll show you the underside real quick. The conglomerate of fibers and LEDs and their holders and everything, and all that. And everything's hot glued down. I use a combination of little wire ties, small ones, to bundle the cables together, and masking tape and all that, and also all that's pretty well done. Now, this is the area I'm keeping this clear because it's real. There's not a lot of room between this top and then the top of the shuttle bay, the little box that I made. So I'm keeping all the fibers going around it. I marked it off as far as where the shuttle bay runs to and everything, and I'm trying to keep most of the fibers away from there. So, but that's pretty much it. I make these little light supplies with my LEDs. I just wrap them with electrical tape to light block them and everything, and they work out pretty good. You can fit about 120 fibers, 0.25 millimeter. If you use bigger fibers, you're going to be able to fit less, but those are 5 millimeter LEDs in there with a tube. They fit in there real snug. And then I got each one wired up with a 470 ohm resistor, like it calls for a white LED, for 12 volt power. I run all my lit models off of 12 volts. I prefer the wall plugins rather than batteries and stuff. You don't have to worry about them going dead or that if you take them someplace, or you want to take them like I do our yearly annual yearly annual festival in town, and I just to show off models and stuff and try to get people interested in the hobby, and show them, especially with my Star Trek models and stuff. People really get a kick out of those, but that's why I prefer to run everything 12 volts in case the batteries run out in the middle of the day. You're not going to have to worry about replacing batteries, or if you got to run to the store and pick up some new ones and stuff. So I prefer the 12 volts over anything else. But that's pretty much what we got going with that. And now I'm going to disconnect this one, and we're going to hook up the lower half. I don't have the engines wired. They're wired up, but they're not hooked up yet right now. This is just mainly to show the window work with all the fiber optics and stuff. And this is my bottom area. lit up all along that center ridge and everything. I noticed the studio model had quite a bit of lighting on there. lit up all those panels along there and stuff. This one I noticed wasn't lit. It's not raised as high, so it's a little bit trickier to drill anyway. A shuttle bay with a little bit of blue tint to it. And the front shuttle bay, these are 1mm fibers in there, and I showed it in the first video. I showed that box that I built, and those are just snipped off little short pieces. And I got all the strip LEDs in there, lighting all that up. And these are regular length fiber optics and fibers in here, you know, hooked to an LED, and those are 0.50 millimeter fibers. I wanted, you know, a little bit bigger than the windows and everything, and what I did was at the end of the fibers where they're inserted into the tube, I gave them a little coat of Model Master Clear Blue, just like I did with the ones in there, so they kind of, you know, they kind of look a little bit different than, you know, the rest of the lighting and stuff. So they got the little blue cast to them and everything. So now there's a difference. This one I'm running just the regular LEDs with the 470 ohm resistors. The lights are a little, you know, they might not look that washed out, but in person they're not as bad as on camera. But they're a little bright for the scale of this model. So I'm going to go back to the other half. Now what I did on here is, this is daylight, so you're not going to be able to tell as much. But I was getting too much light cast down on the plastic model, and it was lighting up bright spots all over, like floodlights almost effect. So what I did, and I'm going to keep it this way, and I'm running, you know, I wire up all my LEDs for 470, the white ones, my red ones, blue ones, green, blue ones run off 470 ohm resistors too for 12 volts. Red, green, yellow, the colored ones, those run off of 510 ohm resistors in order to be able to run them off a 12 volt power supply. So, but what I did was, after I'm wiring everything up like I normally would, and what I did, I took a 510 ohm resistor and I put that directly to my positive line going to my power supply, and it dimmed these down probably about a third or so, whatever it was. And at night in low light, you just get a little faint white, like floodlight effect, but nothing that's really glaring and everything. And being that this is a 4000 scale, you know, these I try to keep everything in scale. If the lights are too bright, they overpower the model, and it just makes it look like it's out of scale. So I just cut down on all everything I'm putting in here, cutting down with a resistor in the main power feed, and to dim everything down to my liking and stuff, where they're not going to overpower and it's going to look like a big giant Christmas tree or something like that. So the only things I'm leaving is the main engines, the four small engines. I'll probably cut them down with a resistor so they're not as bright in that. And the floodlights that I'm going to put the other spots, I still got to do the side trenches on these, but the floodlights, there's like 4 areas where there's a floodlight. And the one here is like a hanger bay. I've already got the light in there, and that one I'll probably keep a little brighter. And then the other areas where those are going to be probably just run off the regular resistors, what the lights call for, the 470 ohms, because I want those to be a little brighter to give that floodlight effect and everything. But everything else, as far as all these little porthole windows and stuff, those are all cut down with the next resistor to dim them down and make everything look more like it's in scale and everything. So, but yeah, the side trenches I didn't get. I can't do those. Probably won't do another video on this for probably at least till the end of next week, because I ran out of fibers. I had to order some more, and I get my fibers from the fiber optics store. Like I told you, I buy that cable. It's shielded. There's 64 strands. I buy it in 5-foot lengths. So you get a 5-foot length with 64 strands. You got like 320 feet of fiber optic cable. Those little lights that you can buy in the stores, those are great, but I prefer longer lengths for my trimming, because like when you stretch a group of LEDs, I mean fiber optic cables, and you start curving them to fit into a socket and everything from where they're glued into the portholes, Some will get longer, some will pull shorter, and then when you clip them, you want all to be the same length, so that way they sit flush up against the top of the LED, and they all get the same amount of light and everything. So I prefer to, I use longer lengths, and those little lamps that you buy, I think those are maybe 10 inches, maybe 12 inches at the most, and those are good for small models if you're only doing a couple lights with the fibers. But for something like this, I'm doing a lot of stretching fibers from front to the back, and this is a 16-inch long model, so I need something a lot longer. But I ordered them last Saturday, and I hadn't heard nothing all week. A couple months ago, I ordered a bunch of fiber optics from them, and I got them within 2-3 days, and they completely forgot about the order and everything. And we were up and back. We had a few words yesterday, and I probably won't use them for my fiber optics no more. That was a little disappointing, especially when I'm trying to keep work on something going and everything and all that. And it was just very, very unsatisfactory business on their part. They completely forgot about it. They even the way they forgot about it, they even had to make up a new order number because they didn't have. Fortunately, they didn't charge me a second time. But it's like, come on, guys, you got to do better business. I never had issues with them in the past, but all of a sudden it seems like I'm having nothing but problems with them. So I'm going to switch to a different store to buy my fibers from and everything. I got a couple in mind and everything, so I got to check them back out sometime next week and all that. But I got the fibers on the way, so about the middle week they should be here. It's 3 days, and shipping, they sent them out yesterday for me, and I told them with the problems you caused, you should ship them overnight, but that wasn't going to happen. But anyway, that's what I got going on with this. It's fun. It's been tedious, a lot of work, especially cramming fibers right in just these levels of the main structure here, and counting the bridge. There's probably well over 500 fiber optics just in those sections alone, and everything got pretty tight in there, and waiting for the glue to dry when I glue them from the inside and everything. And I leave it cure for 4 hours, so nothing pulls out and loosens up on me. And running them all through there, I cut out a lot of extra clearance in there and stuff, so I got room to bring them all through, and nothing's getting tangled and everything. And but it's a fun build, and I think it's gonna look pretty terrific when it's all finished up and everything. And once I get this finished, I can start on the custom base. So couple more things I wanted to go over, and just some little talk about some supplies and things like that. Now my LEDs, I get all my LEDs, resistors, stuff like that, LEDs from Lighthouse LED. I buy resistors like 100 at a time. Lighthouse LED, you can get 100 resistors no matter what ohm they are for 100 of them for $4. If you buy them singly, it's going to cost you a lot more. But you can get a package of 100 for $4. What I like about Lighthouse LED too is when you buy LEDs, if you buy more, they get the more you buy bulk, the cheaper they get. But what I like, he labels each package of LEDs, like say for example the clear white. He'll label those the amps that they pull and all that, and the volts that they can run at and stuff like that. He gives you all the information about the LED, so there's not too much guesswork. Oh, what kind of resistor do I have to use? How many amps will it draw, as far as power goes and everything like that. So I really liked doing business with him. He's out on the West Coast in the state of Washington, but he does have a phone number, and you can easily get in touch with him if you got questions, if you want to know about products or something like that. He's a real friendly gentleman, and it's not hard to get a hold of him and chit chat and stuff. And he takes an interest in what people are doing as far as building models, or if they're doing some kind of other project with LEDs and stuff. So I stick with him through the years, and never had any issues. And he's pretty quick to ship to, and he's got real fantastic shipping rates and stuff. And if I place an order with him, say on a Monday, I usually have it by Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday the latest. It never takes any longer than 4 or 5 days to get stuff shipped from him. And he carries a lot of other things too. I buy, if you notice, these plugins I got for my power supply, and then I tie them into the model. Those are connectors he carries and all that. And I like them. I got probably a couple dozen of them because I put one of those on each. Um, some bases like to start the round bases. I just run them through, connect a little length of wire like that, and I plug it in, plug it out. Some of my bigger bases, like my custom base I made for my big Enterprise refit, my 350 TOS. I've got those drilled out into the base, and they're flush with the edge of the base, and then I can just unplug it and plug it in. Now, power supplies for most models like this. This is a 2 amp power supply, wall plug-in. That's what I'm using right now to run the lights on here. But this is a basic 2 amp plug-in wall unit, 12 volts. I think I pay less than 4, maybe 5 at the most. Now my bigger models like my TOS, I'm running a 3 amp on there because it'll handle a little over 100 lights. These will handle up to about maybe 50 lights, 50 LEDs at the most, running off at 12 volts, all resisted up. Then on my big refit, my 350 refit, I'm running a 5 amp on there, and that'll handle well over 200 LEDs with no problem. So I don't have to worry about, dimming problems or anything like that, or burning something up. So, but, and both of those are less than $10. I think one's about maybe 7 something. And the bigger one, the 4 amp one or the 5 amp one, I think that might be right around $10, $11 range and stuff. But they're pretty reasonable prices. I never had any issues with his products failing on me. Never had to return anything because it didn't work or nothing like that. So I'm real happy with him and all that. And I buy my shrink tubing from him. He charges like 25 cents a foot for shrink tubing, which is a pretty fair price. And because I use the 1/8 and the 1/16 and all that on my model kits. So give him a check sometime and, see what you think. I know a lot of you guys use HDA Model Works and stuff. He's not bad. I have ordered LED tape from him years ago, and some SMDs, some tiny SMDs. But as far as my regular LEDs and all that, I wire up my own and stuff. I don't go for the pre-wired stuff. So that's pretty much it with him. And then there's a couple other products I want to share before we call this video done. Is my my little helping hands here. And there's a company, they're called Circuit Specialists. They're out in the Phoenix or Arizona area, I believe. And these helping hands, they're pretty pricey if you go to a hobby store, and Hobby Lobby is just outrageous on the price of these. Circuit Specialist deals in electronic components, circuit board building, soldering equipment, power supplies, in that, like, your big power supplies where you can plug in your leads and adjust the voltage, different things like that. Electronic test equipment, stuff that you can make your own. They sell project kits for, kids that want to learn about electronics and stuff, and little kits that you can do. They carry a lot of soldering supplies. And I got these helping hands. Now this here, the smaller one with just the 2 clamps on there, those run $3.50, which you can't beat. I think it's a great price. I think I got about four of these I bought years ago and stuff. And they come in handy whether I'm doing soldering or like this when I was gluing into fiber optics and everything, and I had to position this in different ways till the glue starts setting up so it wouldn't start running all over the place. And these bigger ones with the magnifying glass, the little soldering iron holder and all that, those are $4.50 a piece. So I haven't seen them anyplace else cheaper and stuff. And I just go through them. And again, their shipping rates are pretty decent. And they ship pretty quickly. They're prompt. And you can get a hold of them on a direct phone line and everything. And, if you want to know any information on electrical components, or if you're having trouble with something, if you make your own circuits and you don't understand, they got techs there that can help you out and kind of guide you. And, they carry all your resistors, capacitors, stuff like that. Most of that stuff I bought before Radio Shack went out of business. I stocked up on capacitors, my 555 timer chips that I use for my my circuit boards for like my strobes and my nav lights and stuff like that. So I don't really order too much of that stuff no more. I got a box that'll probably last me for quite a few models to come. But I just wanted to show these couple items from place called Circuit Specialists. If you type in Circuit Specialists on Google, they'll pop right up and they'll be there. And same with the Lighthouse LED. Just type in Lighthouse LED, and they'll come up right at the top of the page for you. So anyway, that's all for now. That's my progress. Like I said, it's probably going to be probably not close to the end of the week before I do another update video on this, but I just want to let you know I didn't give up. I'm still working at it. Time consuming, and I'm waiting on some supplies to come. So hope you're enjoying it. I hope you hit that like button. Hope you subscribe, and hope that if somebody new to the hobby wanted to build one of these and do the lighting like these, hope these videos are helping you guys out and everything and stuff like that. So until then, I might do a couple of videos before my fiber optics get here and I get back to work on this. I got a couple ships that I built, naval ships, and I might do a couple quick videos on those since I haven't. One of them is aircraft carrier, Jumper 1700 scale USS Nimitz aircraft carrier modern day, and I took a shot at doing my first water-based diorama with it because it's either a full hull or waterline hull model. So I might do a video on that in the next couple of days. And I did the back over the summer. I built the Hobby Boss 1350 at USS Arizona, and I didn't do the full photo etch kit with all the little intricate stair rails and stuff like that. I just picked up a couple sets of 1350 scale photo etch railings because I wanted to do the railings. The railings make the ship pop and everything, and it's a much nicer kit than that Revell kit. The kit is about 21 inches, pretty good size ship for a 350. Basically, I always wanted to build a nice Arizona kit, and also I wanted to have like a 350 battleship for size comparison to the big refit Enterprise, which is the same scale. So for now, that's going to be it. Hope you guys are enjoying videos. I'm glad you guys all waited for me to come out with a new one, and like I says, come the end of next week, I'll get some side trenches going, and I'll probably have some more update videos on this here. In the meantime, like I said, I'll probably try to do some more. So you guys, for the time being, take care. Have a good weekend. Hope you're not excuse me. I hope you're not getting all the snow like we've been getting. And happy modeling, and take care. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.